Hi, it's Lipstick Gal. Thanks for watching today. I wanted to do a really fast and easy get ready with me where I'm using a minimal amount of products, and I'm trying to find like my perfect go-to summer makeup. I tend to wear less coverage in the summer. I tend to go for fewer products overall, a more glowy look. I did one recently that I'll make sure and link above that was all cream products. And today I wanted to use a mixture of cream as well as powder products, but get kind of like a more glowy bronzed look without being too much, but a real simple minimal look. Okay, we're gonna get into it. Before we start, thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't. So I recently made an order and I wanted to try some new sponges today. I got these sponges from Juno & Co. I think these are the ones that when Nikki Tutorials used them, like the internet blew up and you couldn't find these for love or money. Anywhere, they just kept selling out. So this is the original, it's the blue. I decided not to use this one today because I wanted something soft. I've been looking for a replacement for my beauty blender. And the next one they came out with is this one. This is their Rosé sponge. And what's great is it has kind of a velvety texture to it. It's made out of microfiber. It's really soft, it's really squishy. I've already dampened this one, so that really does take it from being a little bit more tough and firm to really soft and squishy, very marshmallow-like. I also picked up this one. This one is called their Lemon Drop, and it looks very beauty blender-like. It doesn't have a flat surface except for the bottom. This is also a microfiber sponge, so it has that velvety texture to it. And the other one that I purchased was this. This is called their Cloud, and as you can see, it has a longer slant here, a shorter slant here, which would be good for here, maybe even corners of the nose, other places where you need to be a little bit more precise. But this one is not microfiber. This one is, it's very soft. This actually reminds me of the feel and the texture, maybe even a little softer, of maybe a beauty blender or the Real Techniques sponge, the original orange sponge from Real Techniques. It has that same real soft, squishy feel. And so all three of these have been dampened. I'm just going to start with my SPF. Always remember when you put your SPF on to give yourself a good 5-7 minutes to make sure that it actually settles in and it adheres to your skin before continuing to put other things on top of it. So I'm gonna let this sit for a minute and then we'll continue. I'm gonna put some of this on. I got this in my BoxyCharm in June, and oh, I love this so much. It's their No Poreblem Prime Essence. It really feels like a hydrating, almost like skincare. And it feels weird. On days that I'm not wearing makeup, I put this down and then I put my sunscreen on top of it. But I think it works either way. I don't feel like this one is as good at blurring the pores, but do you see how glowy it makes my skin? That's what I love about this. So if I really want to cancel out some of the pores, I use this. This is another Touch in Soul product. This is their No Poreblem Primer. And this one I feel does a great job of walking the line between being hydrating but also canceling out all of my little itty bitty teeny tiny pores in here that can, you know, not be the look that I'm going for. I keep telling myself to use other concealers and I still keep coming back to this one from Jouer. So I'm gonna not really do any foundation today. We're just gonna use this in places where I feel like I need a little bit more coverage. I mean, at this point, I might as well just put on foundation, but. Okay, so I'm gonna use this guy here on one half of my face. And because this little lemon drop one is just a different color, but made a different color and different shape, but made out of the same type of material that the pink one, the rosé one is, I think I'll get a good idea as to whether I like this sponge or not and the look that it gives with blending if I use it on this side. The other sponge I really wanted to try today was the white one, the one that's called the Cloud. All right, so this one is the non-microfiber, and we're gonna use this on the other half. This is really soft, almost ridiculously soft. I'm going to use my Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in Diffused Light underneath my eyes and corners of my nose with this little teeny tiny brush here. I feel like I get better targeted application underneath my eyes and in some of those harder to reach areas. And then I'll use a larger brush with the same powder lightly over the rest of my face. I'm going to throw on some Benefit Hoola Lite as a light bronzer. I love the way this stuff blends. It blends so easily and I don't ever feel like it's too much. I feel like when you have fair skin, it's really easy to overdo the bronzer, even in the summertime. So I try and keep it light like this. You know what's funny is that I'm not using the mirror in the box. I'm just kind of, where do I normally put bronzer? And I feel like I can trust this one enough that I don't need a mirror. Isn't that weird? Doesn't mean that I don't need one. It just means that I feel like I don't need one. Oh, blended pretty good. I'm going to throw on this Blind Date blush from Makeup Geek. It always reads a little pink in the pan, but I feel like on the cheeks it's a really pretty fresh peachy pink look. I'm going to throw on some highlighter. I knew this was in my collection and I forgot how good it was. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Amrezy highlight, and I know you're probably looking at me like, yes, we know it's good. Everybody and their mother thinks it's good. And I know you can't get it anymore. I don't know why they don't sell this because this is such a fabulous, I feel like the last time there was a highlight that everybody was so gaga over was Champagne Pop by Jaclyn Hill. I mean, has there been one since that everybody's just been like dyed in the wool in love with? I don't know. For eyes today, I wanted to use this. This is from Urban Decay and Kristen Leanne. This is probably my most used collab palette. This is not really focusing on collab makeup today, but ever since this came out, like if I'm looking for a really easy neutral eye, this is what I grab for. I love the shades in here, and I feel like it's got everything that I could possibly want to do a really easy, natural, fast eye. So I use this shade Lucy, which is like a really, almost not quite white, but like a really soft bone shade all over the lid, especially right on the arch of the brow. And then I go between Daydream and Subscribe, these two, you know, creasy brown shades here, and guess where I put them? And then I take the lightest of those two mid-toned brown shades called Daydream, and I just put a little bit of that right on the bottom lash line. I'm quickly going to put some of this Lancome Le Crayon Poudre in Taupe in my brows. I'm trying to go as soft and as natural today as possible. Just like me, but in color. I almost always forget. I'm going to put on some setting spray or this facial mist before I put on my mascara, because if I do this after, my mascara inevitably touches to my lower eye area and then I get streaks and dots and it's not my favorite. And that was too much, but I love that stuff. And today I'll be using Flower Beauty's The Warrior. I thought I would do a really bold lip today since I've got a very neutral look going on the rest of my face, and I wanted to reach for one of my favorite matte lipsticks. This is from Lipstick Queen. This is the shade Brat Pack, and it's a really gorgeous matte, but comfortable matte, not drying. It looks beautiful on the lips, but it also feels really good. It's a beautiful red. This is a sort of look that I live in all summer long, where I have just enough powder on my face to not look too greasy, especially right here in my T-zone, but a nice highlight and a very simple eye. I'm not wearing any eyeliner today. I'm not wearing any eyeshadow primer. I didn't even put any concealer down that area. It's just a really light wash of shadow so that as the day goes on, if it does tend to fade, because things tend to do that when you don't prep them well, prime them well, set them well, it looks more of a lived-in look. And the only thing that really kind of comes to the forefront usually is the highlight and this bright, bold lip. Well, let me know what one of your favorite go-to looks is for the summer. This is definitely a lot less makeup than I'm used to wearing, and it doesn't take that long at all. If you have a go-to look, I'd love to know what it is, or if you have any favorite products that you absolutely have to use in the summertime. Let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.